Hello, welcome back to Graceful Embroidery, and today I'm going to show you in a little series of tutorials how to put together the freestanding lace angel. Now here are three that I've made already, and this one was done in rose gold metallic thread. Quite a challenge. If you want to find out more, you better read my blog. This one is done in white or off-white thread, but I laid some very pale organza underneath it, so it gives it a lovely sort of soft pink look to it. And then this one is done in Sulky Rayon Ecru, which is number 1082, and as you can see, all these have their wings in one direction, but I have actually created a different version. Now that one, the wings come in, this one, the wings go out. And behind them, you can see my embroidery angel and my rose malling angel. Now, when you create the freestanding lace angel, you need to look at the details of all the 30 designs. And I do suggest to everybody that they actually stitch out the freebie or the butterfly first, just to get the feel of what is required and to test how it all turns out on your machine. Now, providing that all goes well, what you need to do to stitch out an angel is you need a bodice with wings. There are designs in the collection which have the wings separately, but they're more for embroidering the angel on a flat surface and having dimensional wings that you attach underneath. So you need to choose which bodice you're going to have, and then you need a skirt. Now this skirt stitches out in a 360 hoop. If you don't have a 360 hoop, you can stitch out this design and these two separate ones and stitch them together. I stitch my angel on 2 layers of Floriani wet and gone. And I've seen people fold it over in an effort, I think, perhaps to save a tiny bit on the stabilizer, but I find it moves around and I can't get it hooped up so successfully, so I don't advise that. The PDF which comes with these designs has lots and lots of details for you of things that you need, and then you need a support. You embroider this out and then you need to stitch, make sure I'm in the camera, you need to stitch some boning down the centre. The neck is such that the boning won't show through. It's just the right size, and I've given you some satin stitching as a guide. So once you've stitched out your embroidery, you need to have a good look at it and make sure there are no rogue threads. If you haven't cleared out your bobbin beforehand, before you stitch out freestanding lace, you may get the odd thread come up and tangle in your freestanding lace. So it's always good to clear out your bobbin first. And I give you instructions on how to put the needle down and lift it back up again, so you can pull the bobbin thread to the top of your work, and then that way you don't get a mess of threads on the back. And looking at the back there, that looks pretty good. There's a tiny thread there. No matter how much I try, you can guarantee that you get the odd rogue thread. Now, the embroidery will stop. It's going to stop each side of the wings. And when you stitch out the big skirt, this is a lot of stitches. 170,000, I think. And I've made it stop. It does the mesh, it does the mesh in one direction, then it stops, and then it does the mesh in the other direction and stops, and then it does the embroidery design on the top of that. And so your machine is going to stop several times, and at that point you can check your bobbin isn't going to run out, because you don't want it to run out in the middle of an important area of your design. The other thing to remember is that I experimented and I've stitched out an awful lot of freestanding lace for this set. I tried putting the same thread that I was using on the top, putting it in the bobbin. It just doesn't work for me. When you're doing such great big designs, I prefer bobbin thread. It's slightly lighter, so your lace is going to be lighter. So that's my preference, but obviously that's why I tell you to do the freebie or the little bell first, just to test out to see what works for you. So once you've done this, what you need to do is cut away as much stabiliser as you possibly can. There's no need to go too near the lace. The last thing in the world that you want to do after spending a fair old time stitching these out is to trim your lace inadvertently. But if you do, and you find the odd thread which you're not very happy with, then a little bit of fray check will do the trick and secure it all. So that is ready now to be soaked. This one doesn't need to be soaked. Obviously the support, and there is also a backing that goes on the back of the angel if you want to do that. Although this angel here, as you can see, has got a nice lace cape which works perfectly in making the back neat, and that comes in 2 sizes. So let's just take off the rest of this. Now I'm going to soak this. I'm going to run it under a warm tap, and then I'm going to soak it for about an hour. I don't like stiff lace. I want my lace to be as soft as it possibly can. And I'm going to let you into a little secret. I was a little bit concerned about how my angel was going to stand up. There's nothing inside these angels making them stand up. Somewhere, and I've lost it because it's clear plastic, I have a cone. I cut out a piece of plastic this size to match the skirt of an old plastic folder. No, I really don't know where that's gone. Never mind. I'll find it before the next little tutorial. And you bring it round together and stick it with sellotape, and then it goes up inside the skirt. But as you can see, these 3 angels are standing on their own without. Obviously, this is the stiffest. The gold metallic one is the stiffest, and that is because it's a little bit more dense. I wanted it to be softer than this, so it's a preference. Not everybody would want to have such a heavy angel, but there we are. So I'm just checking once more that I've got no threads. Now obviously if you have got threads, don't cut them too close to the edge. Leave about 1/8 of an inch, and if necessary, if you've had to do some joins and you've got threads there, then tie them or sew them into the lace with a needle. Now that is all ready, so I'm going to go away and soak these for a couple of hours, an hour or so. Then I'll dry them and press them, and then in the next episode I'll show you that and how we put them together.